Today, we're talking about continued fallout from President Biden's debate, elections in the UK and France, conflicting reports on ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas, and other top news for Monday, July 8th. Stay informed while remaining focused on Christ with the pour over today. Here's the quote of the day. Be slow to speak, and only after having first listened quietly, so that you may understand the meaning, leanings, and wishes of those who do speak. Thus you will better know when to speak and when to be silent. St. Ignatius. Let's get started with some espresso shots. President Biden is still facing fallout from his halting debate performance. Friday, Biden sat down for a 22-minute interview with ABC's George Stephanopoulos. In it, he credited his bad night to feeling sick and exhausted from overseas travel. He rejected calls to withdraw from the race and evaded Stephanopoulos' repeated requests that he receive an independent evaluation of his cognitive and neurological functions. While Biden made no major gaffes, he didn't squash some Democratic fears that he is no longer able to handle the presidency or defeat former President Trump. Since the debate, 5 House Democrats and multiple prominent donors have called on President Biden to step aside, praising his record, but saying it's time to pass the torch. Rumors of more elected Dems speaking out swirl, but most are publicly supporting Biden for now. Voting is an important and powerful way to create change, but as Christians, our hope is never contingent on an election's outcome or a political party's success. Psalm 18:2 says, "The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer, my God, my rock where I seek refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold." Britain's got a new prime minister in it. Keir Starmer's Labour Party heartily won the UK's general election, bringing the island nation, they are islands, its first change in government in 14 years. The results were the Conservative Party's biggest defeat ever, and revealed a shift away from Britain's 2 main political parties, Labour and Conservative, which only garnered 60% of the votes. Despite the rise in additional parties, the Labour Party won the most seats in the House of Commons, giving Prime Minister Starmer an easier legislative road to deliver change. In France, the Liberal New Popular Front outperformed expectations in snap elections, keeping the Conservative National Rally Party from gaining control. Earlier predictions showed higher voter turnout and no party securing a majority, which could yield a tricky governing situation for President Macron's remaining 3 years. Here's the verse to consider whether you find foreign politics captivating or confusing. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own understanding. In all your ways know Him, and He will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:5 and 6. A potential ceasefire is again the talk of Gaza. Reports late Saturday indicated that Hamas had dropped its key demand that Israel agree upfront to a permanent end to the fighting, saying it would allow negotiators to work towards that during the first phase. Phase 1 includes a 6-week ceasefire and the release of some hostages in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. By Sunday, those reports were already being contested. Some officials said Hamas had not dropped the demand. Others said Hamas was waiting on a response from Israel. Yesterday marked 9 months since the war began, and Israelis have mixed views. 39% say the response has been about right, 34% say it has not gone far enough, 19% say it's gone too far, and 7% don't know. War is a heavy burden that impresses upon us our world's need for restoration. Jesus came to bear the burden of sin, lighten our load, and restore our world. Pray that the Middle East would experience the restoration and glorify the Messiah Jesus. Matthew 11:28-30 says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, because I am lowly and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." The Every Woman's Bible is a study Bible for the heart and mind. Engaging study notes and devotionals address topics relevant to women in cultural, historical, and literary clarity and context to gain greater understanding. Over 100 Every Woman's Bible scholars, writers, and contributors, all women from around the world, invite you into a global community. Begin your journey today at everywomansbible.com. Tyndale's best-selling Every Man's Bible is also available. In other brews, here's a rapid round of updates. Soccer fanatics are enjoying hemisphere-to-hemisphere coverage of two major tournaments. France faces Spain in the 2024 Euro Cup semi-finals on Tuesday, while England plays the Netherlands on Wednesday. On this side of the pond, Colombia faces Uruguay in the Copa America semi-finals on Tuesday, while Canada faces Lionel Messi and the rest of Argentina's team on Wednesday. Beryl made landfall over southeast Texas overnight. Yesterday, meteorologists urged coastal Texans to prepare for the reef-strengthening system's landfall and accompanying storm surge. Record-breaking Beryl tore through the Caribbean last week, killing at least 11. It'll move inland over the next few days, potentially bringing depression-strength wind and rain as far north as Illinois. The labor market continues to gradually cool off. June's jobs report showed employers added 206,000 jobs, slightly above expectations, 200,000, but fewer than last month, 218,000. Unemployment rose to 4.1%, its highest rate since October 2021, and average hourly earnings rose 3.9%. Tesla stock entered ludicrous mode, not to be confused with ludicrous plus mode, last week, climbing 27% over 5 days. The gains erased 6 months of losses. The stock's rally came after Tesla reported it had delivered 443,000 cars in quarter 2, better than Wall Street expected, but still down 4.8% from last year. It had been a couple of months since Caitlin Clark made history, but don't worry, she's back. She became the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double, at least 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. She had 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds in the Fever's comeback win against the New York Liberty on Saturday. And that's all we have for today. Thanks so much for listening. If you're listening on the Apple Podcasts app, give us a 5-star rating and drop a review. If you're listening on Spotify, give us a follow and hit the notification bell to never miss a new episode. We appreciate your support and hope you have a great day. We'll see you on Wednesday.